So I think the last part, what you described, probably leading us to the themes that we would like to discuss today. One of the points you mentioned clearly is the digitalization. I think that is today, I mean, everybody more so in the times today, we are sitting at home and we are all working from home office, and we could not travel to places to meet with our partners, conferences are cancelled, and everything is happening. So my basic, just to make it clear for me, sometimes it's really misunderstood between digitalization and digitization. I think it is not just about missing few alphabets, but to my understanding, it's quite different. Though both are using technology as basis, but both are different processes, and also both are having different end products. Maybe to start with, could you just throw light on what two different words are coined and what it is actually about?
Yes, thank you, Balabai. Actually, it's a very, very good point, because especially in Germany, we use the term Digitalisierung to refer to both of them. But there is a major difference between digitization and digitalization. Digitization actually means that we take an analog process and convert it into something which is digital. So suppose we used to have a book, for example, and now this book can be scanned. So we have a digital copy of that book, and that digital copy can be made accessible, available to many people around the world. You can keep it safe, you do not lose it, you can have it on different gadgets. So it is something which is very useful, but it is just like you are shifting from the analog mode to the digital mode without changing something very substantially. Whereas digitalization refers to creation of value completely through digital means. You are coming up with models of value creation, value production, transmission, which is entirely based on digital technology. So there is nothing comparable in the analog world to them. And for that, we can imagine like an Uber, an Airbnb, that sort of model. It did not exist in the analog world. People sourcing their own ideas, a normal person making his or her car available for transportation without really being a taxi company, or a Google, which would not work without digital technology. So there was nothing directly comparable to the business model of a Google or a Facebook. So these are processes which we can call, they are rooted in the digitalization and not just merely digitization.
Right. So just for as a layman to understand, so for example, booking a hotel reservation is, you can call it digitalization, right? Because there was nothing available before like that.
Right. So when you go to a portal like booking.com and you do your own search, you compare 50 different hotels and you book something where you can even have bookings like you can cancel them just up to 1 hour before you really reach there. So you are much more free, much more flexible. In the old days, you would have to go to a travel agent, and the travel agent will suggest you maybe 2 or 3 hotels, and then you will choose one, and that would be it. But that would be taking time, it would be taking resources, and you would not have as many choices. With booking.com, you can see, in fact, the hotel, how it looks like from inside, how the rooms are, how the architecture is, what is the design, what sort of options you have got. And you can make the choice as a consumer. So it is empowerment of consumers, and it opens up new avenues of business creation. So basically, like, this is what is the core difference between digitization and digitalization.
Right. So before we go to the next topic, one example of digitization would be, from my understanding, let's say a book which is in a completely printed hard copy of the book. If it is same available in a PDF format, then it is digitization.
Right. So you scan it and you store it maybe for yourself.
Right.
Or
okay.
In the earlier days, you would scan maybe a photo and then scan or send a photo by by mail, by post, and now you can scan your documents and simply send them by email. So that is digitization.
So you are not creating a new content, but you are creating the content available into the digital mode.
Right. You're transferring it from the analog mode to the digital mode.
Digital. Right. Thank you.